live in my time zone because it is 1:43 a.m. So it's pretty dang late. But I just wanted to do a real quick live stream since I haven't been uploading a lot. How's everyone? How was your weekend? How are you living? Live your best life, all that jazz. Oh, I see some of you guys are populating the chat. Hello. 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 That's the Adele song, right? I don't really know many Adele songs. Hello. Let's see. In advance, sorry for the poor lighting because right now I'm in the midst of changing like where I film in my background and stuff like that. And so I moved some stuff around in my room to make space, but now where my desk is like the opposite of where my light is. So like I'm like my light is up here, but it's facing, you know what, you guys don't care. Oh, hi from Sweden. Whoa, slay. So who is it like? Who's like what time is it for everyone? So like who is like sitting there and it's like 5 p.m. or something like that? Because for me, like I said, it's a ungodly time. Oh, from New Zealand. Oh, thank you. From Australia. 1:45 here. You might be next door to me. Listen. Guam, hi. Yes, the Mellon Awards are tonight. Okay, so we have 1:45, 7:44 p.m., 10:44. Okay, so I don't feel so bad. I'm sorry to the friends who are in my predicament and it's almost 2 a.m. But yeah, let's talk about that. Can we talk about the AAAs first? The Asian Artists Awards, which were held on the 13th, I think. Right? Yeah, I think so. We're held a while back. I think they marked the first, K-pop music award show of the award season, because it's award season, right, everyone? So we had the AAAs, and it was actually, what's interesting about the AAAs is that it was an award show that rewarded both artists and actors. So it was a mixture of, actors and artists in the crowd, which was very interesting. And I didn't even know about the AAAs when all of a sudden everyone was talking about them, and I was like, oh, okay. But I could have pinpointed from the get-go that mixing actors and idols was going to be a mess, just because you guys probably have seen award shows meant for like dramas and things like that. There's always a very professional and very like, I don't even want to say subdued, but like feeling to the night where like when there is a performance by an idol or whoever, the crowd's very just like, that's nice, all right, good. And there's often a lot of K-pop fans, especially newer K-pop fans, get mad and they're like, okay, why aren't you clapping along, dancing along? So I was like, when I heard that, I was like, that's what's going to be, and everyone's going to be mad about it. But aside from that, there was a bunch of other problems. A lot of people thought that there was too many awards, that it kind of just seemed like everyone who showed up got an award. Of course, we can't talk about this night without talking about the fact that there are major mic malfunctions, which sounded very cheap and tacky. There's issues in terms of, apparently the fandoms were sitting right next to the idols, so people like fan sites who were there to take pictures were all up in people's grill and being really rude and disrespectful about it. So that is a mess. But like, I want to give it the benefit of the doubt because it was its first year, but yikes. But yeah, Blackpink had a bad malfunction. Yeah, they kind of mess. It was kind of a mess. Sorry, I'm trying to read comments. Oh yeah, apparently Lay was being rude or something, because during, I guess, a portion of when, I think when EXO went up to win like Artist of the Year, he had his hands in his pockets or something like that. I really don't know much about that, but there are some people dragging him. But other people were pointing out there are lots of parts where he didn't have his hands in his pockets, and he also bowed really deeply and really long. So, I don't know why people were trying to drag Lay in the first place. It was really weird because I thought we were all over that whole dragging Lay time that there was. Dum 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 dum. Hey, hey. What are your thoughts on the GOT7 USA fan meeting and the BTS Wings tour? So that was literally like a 1-2 punch. They were like, oh, we're going to hit you with this GOT7 tour and then bow, Wings. And you know what has me shook? The fact that the first set, at least for the Wings tour, because for the GOT7 tour, I still think I'm going to go. I'm probably going to go to the Washington, D.C. one, but I'm low-key salty that they aren't having a New York date, because usually when it comes to K-pop concerts or any concerts really, I'm always like, okay, I'm going to get that New York date because New York's not very far from me. So when I saw that it was Washington, D.C., I was like, sigh. I mean, I have family down there, which is kind of good because that means I don't have to get a hotel and it'll be kind of like less of a cost, but it's kind of like a travel, like it's a way to travel. So I was like, yes, but then the Wings, literally the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey is like the key, like a lot of K-pop. That's where they held KCON. That's where EXO had their concert. That's where Big Bang had their concert last year. So that is like my go-to K-pop venue. So the fact that that's where they announced, and it was one of the first set of dates they announced, I was like, listen, Suga knew. Suga was like, I'm gonna let my woman get to this concert. So I'm ready. I'm so happy. Ooh. Which is really nice because I couldn't go to see L's concert last month, or maybe it was earlier this month. Oh no, it was last month because I already had a prior issue, which made me upset, and I couldn't go to Dean's concert because finally, when I was able to confirm that I'd be able to go, the tickets were sold out, which is good for him. Like, congrats. But sorry, not Dean. Sorry, Crush. The Crush concert. I couldn't go to that one either. So I'm happy that there's now 2 major concerts. 2 of my favorite groups that I'll be hopefully able to attend. Yeah, the thing is, I love the fact that they're announcing them so early because I already have money set aside for stuff like this. Not necessarily concerts, but anytime I want to go on a trip or something like that, I like set aside money for my like paychecks and stuff. But it's good to know like, oh, these are 2 big events that I know I want to go to. So let me start putting money aside and things like that to make sure, you know, I have the cash to not only go, but go comfortably. Like, have my own hotel room, have my this, that, and make sure everything's lit. Another award show, back to award shows that's coming up, is the Melon Music Awards. So the Melon Music Awards, it's heavily digitally based because if you guys don't know, Melon is like a streaming music chart. So it has a lot of different awards, but it's the next one to come up. It's tomorrow/today, I guess, because it's already the 19th. So that one for me, Eastern Standard Time, and that's going to be at 4 p.m., I believe. So I'm really excited for that. I'm ready for Twice or G-Friend to win Song of the Year, which both groups I love so much. So I think they're going to be... I think G-Friend probably will win Song of the Year with Rough because I think they have the most downloads, and I think Melon is heavily based on things like downloads and streams, since that's, well, like... what the basis of the Melon like site, the Melon chart is about. So I'm just really, really excited to see G-Friend balling when they get their well-deserved award, or Twice, or whoever wins it. I'm super excited, and I'm super excited to see performances, because one of the things is, for award shows, I think award season is so stressful in the K-pop fandom because everyone, you know, I mean, I don't want to say thinks their fave deserves every single award or whatever, but, like, they want their fave to get, you know, X, Y, and Z awards, so there can be a lot of tension, there can be a lot of negativity, a lot of fighting, because everyone wants their fave to be kind of, like, honored for the efforts they made that week. That year. So for me, it's like, you know, everyone worked hard, everyone deserved it. And so I don't like to get too caught up in that, even though, you know, there's some people who I would love to see get this award and that award. But what I really want to see is the performances. Like, that's my favorite part of award shows and end of the year music shows, because you always get these really dope performances, dope collabs. Although we haven't really been seeing that many collaborations as, like, there used to be. And I don't really don't know know why. Like, there used to be a lot of collaboration stages back in the day, but we don't see them as much anymore. But hopefully they bring a lot of those back. So I'm more excited for the performances than anything. So yeah. Rah, 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 rah now. Say, whoa, 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 what time is it? Oh, I'm so sad. My iPod cracked, and now it just looks like a shell of its former self. FX need a fandom name. FX does have a fandom name. It's Miyu's. Miyu, 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 Miyu. It's you and Miyu, 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 Miyu. Did you see the news on the GOT7 fan meet controversy that happened on Yukyam's birthday? No, I did not. Let me turn down the volume a bit on this. Do re mi? Okay. Are you going to the BTS Wings tour? Most likely, I will be front and center. I can't miss it. Like, how would I do what? How would I miss it? I can't. It's impossible for me to miss it. And it's actually, the date that I would be going to is on the 24th of March, which is actually pretty dope for me because it's a Friday. Usually, like, I remember vividly I wanted to go to the Infinite concert a while back, but it was on a Tuesday. And I was like, I love you, Infinite, especially Seungkyu, but, like, I cannot be coming out, going down to New York or whatever, wherever it was on a Tuesday. So I'm very happy that, you know, my date happened to land on a reasonable day for me, because if not, I wouldn't really know. I mean, I would try my best to make it, but, you know, real life trumps K-pop fandom life all day, day. So JB cried on Yugyum's birthday because they had to do their fan meet on the street. Oh yeah, I heard like GOT7's schedule prior to their fan meet ran late. So but the venue that they held it at, they had to leave at a certain time. Like, they closed the venue, or they only had the venue booked for a certain time. So by the time that GOT7 came, I think, from their schedule running late, there was only like 45 minutes. So then they got kicked out of the venue, and then it had to be like all, you know, ratchet in the streets or whatever, which is really, really sad. I mean, there's some stuff that I guess you can't help, but it's sad to see that, like, Jay Bezos is just like out here feeling like it's sad to see that, like, he felt that strongly. It's admirable to see, because you can see it's really a guy who cares a lot about his fans, but it's also really sad to see, especially since, like, I guess it couldn't be helped, because it was just a situation where, you know, if something runs late, it runs late. What time is it? What do you think about IOI? Pick me, pick me, pick me up. I really like IOI. I'm gonna be sad when they disband because they're so cute. I'm gonna be one of those salty IOI fans that when the girls go back to their groups, or like start you know, debut in the groups that are under their companies, I'm like, yeah, but IOI was better. You'll never top IOI. I'll be super bitter. Especially Chungha. I really, really like her, and she's one of the ones in, like, a very peculiar predicament, in the sense that she is the only one from her company that was from that was in IOI and in Produce 101. So it's kind of a situation where, like, she's gonna have to probably carry her group, and, you know, her company's not, you know, I mean, of course, like, JYP is probably the biggest company that participated in Produce 101, but then, like, Playlist and things like that, and Jellyfish has VIX, so it's like they're maybe not like the big three, but they're mid-tier companies, and they have produced successful groups before. So it's just a situation where, like, I'm kind of scared from Chungha that after she's done with IOI, people might forget about her or something like that. But, you know, hopefully, you know, hashtag talent wins, stand talent, y'all. Is it true that one member will be joining twice? One member of IOI? I don't think that's true. I think the rumors of Somi joining twice have been spread ever since she went on Produce 101, because, and I actually made a video about this. It was my last video, so my latest video, I should say, but it's not very, it was on November 8th, so it was like 6 years ago. But yeah, there are a lot of rumors, but there was nothing ever confirmed about Somi joining Twice. It seems like she's probably just gonna, do her thing by herself until JYP debuts to a new girl group. And don't quote me on this, because I don't know, I'm just saying that would probably make sense. But I don't know, I don't see, it doesn't really make sense her joining Twice. And I feel like, and this is something I didn't bring up in my video, but thinking back on it, it would be kind of weird, because for those of you who don't know, before Somi was in Produce 101 and got in IOI, she was in the reality show that formed Twice. So 16 was a show where they took female trainees from JYP. They kind of went through these challenges, and at the end, they picked the 9 members that formed Twice. So Somi, she was participated in 16, but she didn't make it into Twice. So think about how messy, or how that is to not put her in the first time, but then when she gets all famous from Produce 101 and IOI, be like, okay, you can join now, girl, come here. Like, I feel like that whole premise is very weird. Now, of course, since she did 16 with the members of Twice, it's probably not
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
I just need to go.
It's probably not a situation where it's like a bad vibe or bad feelings between the members and the other members and her or whatever, but I don't know, that's just a weird thing to think about, to not make it into a group and then all of a sudden when you're famous make it into the group. Is that not weird to people? Regardless of what her relationship with the actual Twice members are, because I'm sure they love her, because, her best friend was Chaeyeon, so. Pick me, pick me, pick me up, pick me, pick me. Who did you vote for the mamas? So this is where people crucify me. I voted just for whoever, but I don't really remember, because I only did it once and I'm like, okay, I'm done with this. And maybe I didn't even submit or something, because I remember halfway I just got tired. Because you know how there's certain categories where you have a super favorite and you're like, I need to vote, and then other categories that you're like, well, here are these people. You're just kind of I don't even know who these people are. Or not that, but shout out to me, please. Shout out to Y'all Got No Jams. Do you like Boa? Yeah, I like Boa a lot. So weirdly enough, I didn't really pay attention to Boa that much until she started coming out with her English language stuff, when she, did that brief stint where she was debuting in America. So things like Eat You Up and Energetic. Oh my god, that was my bop back in the day. I feel so energetic. That was a bop. Y'all should listen to. She had to, if there was one person who needed to make it in America, it was Boa, because she had the bops. She brought the bops. I don't even know what happened. But then I went back and kind of looked at her old stuff. And funny enough, I didn't know. I knew I was actually familiar with a lot of her Japanese music already. I just didn't know it was her. Because I think my sister was a big fan of her before and would play her songs. And so when I went back, rediscovering Boa, I wait, I know this song. Things like Sweet Impact and stuff like that. I'm I know this. What the heck? So yeah, I like her music, and I think she's really talented, and I feel like people don't give her enough credit, because you have groups that tour the world and become famous, outside of Korea, internationally and stuff like that, but she did that by herself. I always have this admiration for solo singers, because with a group, it's a group with 7 members, so to get someone to be the fan of that group, all you have to do is get them to be at least one of those members. So 1 out of 7, that's a pretty good chance. And if you get them hooked on at least one member, that means they're buying your albums, they're buying your concert tickets, they're supporting you because they want to do that member. But so you have like a pretty good like pool of people because, as long as you get somebody to like that one member, they'll become your fan. But for a solo artist, it's like if you don't like that solo artist, then you're not their fan. And back to like in comparison with the group, if you don't like member A, you can like member B. If you don't like member B, there's still member C. If you don't like A, B, C, hey, there's D. If you don't like A, B, C, D, there is E there for you. But so as long as you can get down with one member, you're good. But for like a solo singer, if you can't appeal to that person by yourself, it's like kind of really, really hard to get people to be your fan. So if you can be a soloist and somehow still amass a large enough like fan base to like have people like come to your concerts and buy your albums, I'm always going to be like severely impressed. Oh, that's actually a good idea. I mean, a good question. So if you guys don't follow 2NE1, because I see a lot of you guys are talking about 2NE1 in this chat. So one of the things, I talked about it, CL's concert. So one of the things that people were curious about CL's concert was what song she's gonna sing, because solely. In terms of like her CL, the individual artist, she only has about 5 or so, maybe 4 or so songs. So people were wondering what she was going to perform. They had said that there was going to be new stuff, but I don't think there was any new stuff. But one of the things that I was hearing was that she ended up performing 2NE1 songs. So people were like, well, if CL's out here performing 2NE1 songs, does that mean we can like safely say 2NE1's dead, 2NE1's gone? But what do you guys think in terms of what, the current state of 2NE1, if there's a chance of us actually getting a comeback from them anytime soon, and just in general? I guess. There's a lot of people who feel like Blackpink picked up where 2NE1 left off. Kind of that whole 2NE1 died so Blackpink could live or whatever, that kind of thing. But now that they have Blackpink, in terms of female artists, group artists, YG might be now positioning all their efforts and stuff behind Blackpink and therefore not have time for 2NE1. But if there's any blackjacks especially, but you don't have to be a blackjack to comment, what do you think we can say in terms of the fate of 2NE1? Y'all can't be shady in here. Red Velvet or Blackpink? I'm definitely gonna have to say Red Velvet, just because, well, first of all, The Red is like one of my favorite albums in K-pop ever. Like, ever. Like, I've been a fan for a pretty long time, so like ever. And just the fact that like Blackpink, they're really nice, and I feel like I could, I'm definitely already falling for them a lot, but they just don't have enough stuff for me to like consider them over Red Velvet at the time. That's just me. And of course, like, Sulgi is my wife, so I just can't. I can't let that go. Okay. Christian says, or Chris Star, I think, says, I'm not really sure. Oh, well, now it's moving at the speed of light. Look at that. I'm not really sure if 2NE1 will have a comeback. CL's more like a breakout soloist. Dara is more active on social media and variety programs. I haven't heard anything from Bomb. So I think the big thing, either last month or earlier this month, was that Bomb is now active on Instagram again. So, I mean, we can't really be like, that means they're coming out with an album, doing a world tour, just because she's back on Instagram. But people were seeing that as a positive sign. I would like to see something from them, but yeah, you're right. I feel like as the time is, you can't really pinpoint much. Soul Daddy. Oh, I liked Blackpink on Weekly Idol. And I hope that YG will stop this nonsense with not letting them do stuff, because I feel like rather than having that mysterious or mystique era where we don't go on variety shows, we're all about the music. Let people get to know them a different way. Like, that's one of the things, like, as much as K-pop is about music, I feel like it's very much about the artist's connection with the fans, even outside of that being musically. So people want a way that fans feel like they can get close to the artist or get to know about the artist is through things like variety shows and stuff like that. So I feel like you're really doing them a disservice if you don't let them go on things like that. And Blackpink especially, I mean, look how much, like, literally though, my opinions and feelings of Blackpink did like a 180, or I shouldn't say my opinions and feelings, but my perception of Blackpink did like a 180 seeing them on Weekly Idol, because they were so adorable and they were so funny and refreshing, and Jisoo especially, like, I was like, girl, what? How are you like this? But like in a good way. So it was just really interesting to see how much more likable they became when they, got to put themselves out there versus when they were supposed to be mysterious, mystique, Blackpink. We only perform and then we get locked up in the YG dungeon. Oh my god. So Chris Wu said, what is that from? The I hate it when you go to work. But no, the pre-chorus. Or no, the bridge. It's like, I have to look up the lyrics. Easy. That's something to call work, girl. What is it? July by Chris Wu. That song is a freaking bop. Let me see if I can real quick spit something from it. These lyrics are not learning. Baby, baby, I do it once to fly. Okay. This ain't rocket science. Get what? This ain't rocket science. Get what you got coming to you. I know what you like. You know that I'ma keep it coming. Oh, something about this moment got me in the mood. Say you got a situation, tell the other gotta move easy. I'm gonna have to call work, girl. How am I supposed to live this work, girl? I love that song so much. That is a bop. Look it up, Chris Wu July, and get your life. Get whatever life you need to get. Easy. How's supposed to say it's like, girl? Can you? Oh no! Why did it do that? Sorry, it's like, I can't see. Can you recommend any soloists? Because I'm more into groups and I barely know any soloists, and I would like to open more into the K-pop industry. I would say, so I'm particularly very into like R&B and like the hip-hop stuff. So like Dean, Crush, Zion T, any of the people on the YG roster, so like Local, Gray, J Park, Hoodie, I like some of Ailey's songs. She's not my favorite artist, but if you're really like vocal based and you like to be like wowed by vocals, that's someone you should definitely check out. Of course, IU. She is like freaking princess. Like, I love IU so much. This is really random, and I don't think she's active anymore, but do any of you guys know Mae Donnie? She, like, debuted maybe in 2008. I remember specifically watching her performances of a song she came out with called Molying, or, like, Not Knowing. Back when I used to be really... She would just be, like, this little girl performing it by herself. But, yeah, and I think... some of the members in 2AM are in that song too. Yeah, but she, I don't think she's very active anymore, but her first album, I think it's called like 17 or something like that. It has a song called Mola Ing. That song, she's a really good solo artist. Did I say Dean? Ooh, Hayes. Holy crap. Hayes' music is so dope, yo. Hayes and Kisum, they're both formerly, well, how I found out about them is from Unpretty Rap Star, but they're both formerly on that show, but I mean, they had careers before that, I believe, but they have some like really, really good songs. Hayes' Don't Come Back, I've been having that on repeat recently. It's so good. Dab. East or West, K-pop is the past. Do you think Cube Entertainment is over after the shit with Beast and 4 Minute? I feel like losing Beast was probably a big thing for them because I think Beast is probably the group that makes the most. And I was actually talking about this and people were asking me, well, why does them losing Beast mean anything? And a lot of the times the profits that are made from those bigger groups are then put back, like can be put back into the smaller and newer groups, like Pentagon and B2B. Though B2B, I don't think they really need help. Like, I feel like they generate their own revenue, but like CLC, because I feel like CLC hasn't really kicked off either. But also, a lot of the times in the entertainment industry, they'll do like package deals where it's like, well, we have this really, really popular artist and we'll let them perform in your show, or we'll, you know, have like Doojun from Beast or something host this thing if you let CLC or Pentagon be on this thing with them, blah, blah, blah. So they kind of have lost that ability to be doing like those package deal type of stuff. I mean, I feel like Hyuna could probably be good enough to still wear that, like, you know, use that kind of bargaining power, and probably B2B too. But, you know, I feel like they really lost a big one with losing 4 Minute as a whole, and Beast too. But I don't think they're completely over. I feel like it's going to be a struggle for them for a while, because it's really hard when you don't have, you know, that big cash cow group that you can, like, take money from. Next time when DailyDose is saying, no, let me stop. SF9 or Pentagon, definitely. For me, in my opinion. Yeah, you like Utada? Who doesn't like Queen Utada? I feel like, is there anyone who doesn't like Utada Hikaru? What was it? Oh, tomodachi ni anaita. What is it? I don't know how it goes. I have to look up the lyrics. Oh, tomodachi. I think it's ni something. Tomodachi Utada. Utada. Yeah, I listen to Tomodachi all the time. I kind of like, 2 Hour Vacation, but I don't like it that. The most, Michi and Tomodachi are probably my favorite. Of course, they have these kanji lyrics that I can't, Tomodachi ni wa nare nai wa nira nare nai wa, oh. I seem like such a weeaboo. Oh, tomodachi ni wa nare nai, oh. Love that song. Everyone say goodbye to Y'all Got No Jams. They gotta go. J-pop or K-pop? I feel like because at the point in time, like, I used to be really big on J-pop, but now there's only a couple artists that I closely follow, and then sometimes I'll, like, look into it every now and then, but definitely K-pop, just because, like, at this point in time, there's more K-pop artists. I'm more into it at the moment. Like, I'm more up on, you know, what's going on in the K-pop world and things like that. I mean, partially because, you know, I do have the YouTube channel that, like, where I do it, so, you know, I want to be doing the YouTube channel if, like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm right now on YouTube, and if you guys, I don't know if you guys don't know, if you guys know the YouTuber Kenny Boy Slay, he went to Korea, and so like literally he's been vlogging, and he's been going to all, like he went to the AAAs, he went to BTS's muster fan meet thing, and he just uploaded a video about it, and I really want to watch it, but I'm like, I'm so salty. But yeah. What about Perfume? They have the ultimate box. I really like Perfume too. I don't want to say they're the first group I got into. I don't want to say they're the first group I got into. I'm not really sure, but they're definitely one of the first ones I definitely fell hard on. Like, I remember I would listen to Chocolatito Disco, Chocolatito Disco, Chocolatito Disco, Disco, and what was it? Dun, 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 Powdery Snow, Twinkle Snow, and Sweet Donuts. I love that song. And Baby Cruise in Love, and I'm like, this is like a blast to the past. Like, I'm going back to middle school right now. What is the there is one, Computer City, and oh, Nachara ni koshite, ay, that was about y'all. What was your reaction when V talked about his mother passing away? Actually, okay, this is the thing. Like, I need like a manager or like a head master or something to like whip me in shape, because lately I've been being so lazy in terms of editing videos. The thing is, I will film a video and I'll be like, okay, I filmed it. It will take me like a week to edit it, because either I won't have time, or just like my main job, like my 9 to 5, it's just like so tiring by the time I come back, and it's so far from where I live that by the time I come back it's like 9 p.m. So I'm just like, I need to go to freaking sleep. But like, for example, I filmed a video about about V, about Eunseol from Cosmic Girls, and about Jimin from AOA. And I filmed that on Tuesday, and I still haven't edited it. I'm halfway through it, and I'm just like trying to like whip my butt, but it's just like I'll be sitting down editing it, then somebody will call and be like, oh, I need you to do this, and I'm like, okay, let me do that, and then somebody this, that. So I really need to get focused. Like, I was watching one of JREKML. I was watching one of his vlogs. I think it was the vlog where he went to New York to see CL, and he was like in his hotel. Like, he went to New York, it was kind of like a vacation thing, I guess, because he was in a hotel, and he was editing his videos, and he was like, yeah, I still gotta, stay on that grind. I'm like, when will I? Because I'm like, if I was on a vacation, I was like, okay, that's cute, but I'm not editing a damn thing. I'm gonna go shopping. But he was like in his hotel room editing it. I was like, I need that kind of discipline, because God, I'm such a lame. Oh, Caitlin is going to sleep. Everyone say bye. I listen to Baby Metal, but I don't stand him. All I know is that Chocolatito, na 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 na. I don't know other songs of theirs, but I know when I first listened to it, I was like, hey, Chocolatito. I think it's called like Give Me Chocolate or something like that. And I'm like, I don't know who they are, and this death metal intro is scaring me, but Chocolatito. Bye. You should go to sleep. Are you talking to me? Do I look that tired? After this, I'm probably going to actually try to finish editing my video, because I filmed 3 videos with Jazz. The same, I don't know if you guys saw when I put up the video reaction we did to Hey Mama. Well, we actually also did a video to Vix's The Closer. The Closer? The Closer? I am not fluent in English. Don't let me fool you. The Closer, and we also did Mama predictions. But I'm so lazy that I haven't edited it. I haven't edited it. So I'm probably going to try to do that because I'm kind of busy tomorrow. So if it isn't now, it's never. If it isn't now, it's never. And I have to take off my makeup. This lighting is not flattering. Hold on. Also, so if you see this background, don't mind this thing, it's ugly. This like background will now be my new background because I'm kind of like trying to change up the style of my videos. And I was trying to think what I wanted to do because I've had a couple backgrounds in the history of Daily Dose and my videos. And so when my first what's the first? I think the very, very first background I had was just a white background, which it didn't look very good, so I ditched it. And then it used to just be the back of my room, so you could see my bed and things on my wall. And then, I think it went back to just being a white background. But then I changed it to being the chalkboard background. And that's probably one of my favorite backgrounds, or one of my favorite filming places, just because at that time I had like an office that was literally just for like, I would go there when I needed to film, need to write video or like script videos, or like just like plan out videos and things like that. So that it was so comfortable filming there. But then that office, like you have to apply for it because I got it through my school. So you have to apply for it every year, I think, or every couple months, and I forgot to apply for it, so I lost it. And so I had to go back to filming in my room, and that's the current background you see with like the Wu-Bin eyebrows. But that is actually, funny enough, the background is not a wall. It's a bunch of posters taped to like a movable easel. So it's like I have this easel, and then anytime I want to film, I bring it out, and then it has all the posters and blah, blah, but I really don't like it, and the easel itself is taking up way too much space in my room. So I'm like, I just need to take those posters down and then get rid of the easel. So now I kind of cleared out some space, so I have a nice little sectioned off in my room that I can record, but I'm thinking, I don't know what I want my background to be. I was contemplating getting chalkboard paper. So it's just basically like this paper, and it's rollable, and you can stick it to your wall, and then it can act as chalkboard, and kind of recreating that old chalkboard background I had, or a situation where I just do a bunch of posters and, you know, kind of like what I had before, but more posters. And I was also considering doing, instead of posters, like mini smaller printout pictures of like different idols and stuff like that. So like, in you guys' opinion, what would be the best background, like the most eye-pleasing background? Because I really think about this stuff a lot, and I will get frustrated in the middle of a video if I'm like, you know, I like this video, but that background's really ugly, or the lighting's really ugly, so this video is not worth it. Google BTS or EXO. That's very hard because, so I found out about BT or EXO 2014 via Overdose, and I fell head over heels, and then like I was totally sprung. My first comeback with them was Call Me Baby, and I was just like, and I was just lit, and I was just going crazy. I was just going crazy about them. But then, like in summer of 2014, I fell really hard for BTS. And I'm one of those people that like, when I fall for something or like decide I'm a fan of something, I go all in. So I feel like at the time being, I probably do like BTS more than EXO. But it's one of those things just because they're newer to me. So there's still a lot of stuff to find out about them, as like in comparison to EXO. For me, 2014 was EXO's year, because that's when I found out about them. That's when I was going back, seeing all the old stuff, you know, getting acquainted with the members, the new stuff, the fandom, how that rots. So like it's kind of like been there, done that. But with EXO, I'm still like fairly-ish new to them. Although I've been a fan for them for a year now, I guess. Yeah, because I found out about them last year in summer, but it's still very new to me because I still haven't dug that far back yet with them, just because they have so much content coming out now. So like for me, I'm more like hype on BTS, but I still really like EXO. Oh, let's see. Happiness. The chalkboard. Everyone's saying chalkboard. Aw, stop. So everyone's saying chalkboard. Everyone's like, F these pictures of these idols. Chalkboard, my friend. That's about 17. I think they're so cute, honestly. Like, they're literally, I know what people, when people say people are refreshing, I get that now that I know who 17 is, because they're just so refreshing. JYP versus SM versus YG. Okay, let's make this a question for everyone. So out of those four, out of the big three, who do you think are your favorite, like, how do I even say that? Out of everyone in the big three, who is your favorite big three? What's your favorite company? That's pretty hard to say because it kind of depends. I think SM has the most people I like in terms of they have the most people. So I'm a fan of EXO, I'm a fan of TVXQ, I'm a fan of SHINee, I'm a fan of SNSD, I'm a fan of FX, I'm a fan of Red Velvet. So it's just kind of like they have so many, like if it was concert wise, like which one would you go to? Like more bang for your buck, I guess. But I would say that probably YG has the most music I like some of my favorite songs have been done by YG artists, but then JYP has like my favorite two, like my ultimate two. Well, they did have Rain, they don't have Rain anymore, but the Wonder Girls, so they have like my ultimate bias, so it's kind of like hard to choose. But if it's just on a music base, I would say YG. It probably fits my style the most. But you know what, not even that, because I feel like maybe if this was like 2013 2012, I would say that, but now SM is really giving YG a run for their money in terms of good music, in my opinion, like music that I like. So I'm not even sure at this point. Maybe SM? Oh, somebody said cute. Somebody said I'm a cute type of bitch. SNSD or Perfume? Perfume had such a like close place to me because it was literally a group that I grew up with, so I'd have to say Perfume. Although SNSD does hump a lot of bops, Perfume's more my style. Do you think SNSD will have a comeback after the Lionheart song? I heard that they're preparing something soon to come back as a group soon, so I think so. I don't see why not. Jolin, Psy, I do. So my best friend growing up, she was actually Chinese, and she would tell me about Jolin, Jay-Chou, and Wang Leehom. So I know them. I know them like tangentially, I would say. I know her kind of. I know the Play song. That's the song that I know from her, but I just know of her in the sense that I know who she is, but I haven't really listened to her music. So if you have any recommendations. A lot of netizens are pointing out that BTS is getting cocky. I'm gonna stop you right there. That's a lie. No. BTS, in my opinion, is one of the groups that, like, literally, and I think it's probably because they came from such a, like, I don't want to say lowly place, but because, if you're not big three and you're not like a huge entertainment company, you start pretty low. Like, and I'm not trying to play the who deserves what, I'm not trying to get, like, for example, things like, I think people who are fans of big three groups kind of take things like being able to go on like things like Weekly Idol once you debut, or go on like Hello Counselor once you debut and stuff like that. A lot of people take that for granted because there's a lot of groups who didn't get that until one or two comebacks after, when they proved that they had a good fan base. So I feel like if you start from that low, there's like, it's very hard to get cocky because it's like, well, just 2 years ago you were like doing this. I feel like they're very like, I don't know, like, I feel like they really do give their all on each side. I've never seen a stage where I was just like, they're phoning it in, or they're lacking, or they're like not giving their all. Like, I've never seen a stage like that from them. So I feel like that's just people hating on them. The Chinese one. Do you think K-pop is more popular than J-pop? That's really hard to say because I feel like it depends where you are, who you hang out with. You know, I couldn't, because technically, if you think about it, in terms of sales and stuff like that, artists in J-pop are selling way more than K-pop artists. Like, just in general. Like, if you see the stuff that, like, AKB48 pulls, and, like, in terms of like physical sales and stuff like that, like some of these female idols in J-pop could go toe to toe, like in terms of physical sales and stuff like that, with these boys. But if you mean in terms of international fans, I definitely think K-pop at the moment is kind of trendier. But I feel like J-pop did this thing where like, I feel like J-pop gives this air that they don't really, because the Japanese music market is really healthy. Like, I think it's the biggest one after the US market. So it's like, lamely put, I don't really think, or at least when I first got into J-pop, they didn't really need any international fans to subsist. Like, they could really subsist on their own and things like that. And I feel like as a result of that, things that you see in J-pop, things that you see in K-pop would never, in terms of how you're allowed to just upload things or do, like, for example, reaction videos. If you've ever wondered why nobody ever does reaction videos to J-pop videos, although I've seen some people do Sandaime, J-Soul Brothers, but it's because if you do reaction videos to J-pop videos, they will snatch that down. Like, Japan doesn't play when in terms of like copyright and using things that you're not licensed to use and stuff like that. So like, they kind of are very strict on terms of like cracking down on making sure, you know, if you are putting this up on your channel, you know, you have the license for it, like making sure things don't get into the hands of people who didn't buy them or things like that. Like, for example, there's a whole blog that I'm sure everyone knows about, dedicated to downloading K-pop songs for free. like it's like everyone knows about it. You like Google it and it comes up first, and everyone knows, and they have like they have the downloads ready on time as soon as the album comes out. But it's like, I feel like, and they might have J-pop songs in there, but like generally, like you would never see something just like be out in the open like that, because I feel like J-pop is very strict. So I feel like when I was younger, it definitely was more popular internationally. Like, I could find a lot of fans who knew Utada, or knew Arashi, or knew, like, I don't know, Kanjani 8, or I don't know, Crystal K or something like that. But I feel like they probably might have never gotten new fans after that initial like burst of J-pop popularity international, because, you know, they were very strict about, you know, unless you're in Japan, you buy this in Japan, and you buy this blah blah, you're not getting it. Artificial love, hey! If you had one choice in your life, what would it be, K-pop or J-pop? So, my favorite artist, like, one of my favorite artists probably ever is Crystal Kane. She's a J-pop artist, but one of my favorite artists ever is Rain, and he's a K-pop artist. So, that's pretty hard, but if I had to come down to it, I'd probably say J-pop, because Crystal K's music has touched me, like, in just, like, such a, like, otherworldly way that I couldn't think about not being able to listen to her First Boyfriend Part 2, or Kirakuni, or, you know, Can't Be Stopped. Like, I can't imagine never being able to listen to those her songs again. Oh my god, maybe I might have to go to sleep again. Yo, was Glam Big Hit? So, I think this always comes up a lot because, you know, now that Big Hit is really making a name with BTS. But as far as I know, what the situation with Glam was that Big Hit was in charge of making their music. But then Source Music, G-Friend's company, was in charge of, like, promoting them and producing them and, like, the actual, like, ins and outs of that. So, yes, they're a big hit in the sense that Big Hit was, like, responsible for their music, but Big Hit didn't have, like, full control over them. They technically weren't, like, a big hit group in that sense. I think that's how it was explained to me. So, I think that's how it is. Crystal K fan! What's your favorite Crystal K song? Listen, I don't get this a lot. Do you think SM is pushing EXO away and putting not first place? I like both bands. Sorry. Oh, NCT. I can't read. NCT first place, sorry. I think okay, so here's the thing that always happens. When a group gets big enough to kind of sustain their own, it's not that, I don't think it's that companies push them away. It's just that it's like a situation like when you have a baby, like a newborn baby, you kind of have to be very protective over them, always be watching them, and like always, you know, make sure they're doing the right thing, you know, take them to school, blah, blah. But as that baby gets older, they start being able to stand on their own. So you don't have to be as protective. And then say you have a second child. Well, now you have to focus on that second child a bit more strongly just because it's still trying to find its way and trying to grow and be able to stand on its own. So I feel like what happens with you know, groups all the time, and especially fandoms, is that when there's a new baby of the group or of the company, the fans of the older groups tend to feel pretty jaded because it's like they don't get that super attention anymore. But I feel like EXO is so successful and popular that they're never going to just be like, I don't think SM's ever going to be like, well, no one care about you. I feel like what's going on is that they're not as like, okay, you got to do this, you got to do this, you have to come back, because EXO is big enough to kind of just like, you know, maybe do a comeback every now and then or whatever, but they can just like stand on their own because they're just like, you know, that big or whatever. But NCT, they're still trying to get that fan base, trying to get that hit song, trying to do all that stuff. So maybe it might come off as they're focusing on NCT, but NCT needs to be focused on more than EXO needs to be focused on, I think. Do I look sleepy or not? Like, y'all are low-key drink. What are you doing over Thanksgiving break, Jay? Well, hopefully, I get to go home. I'm trying to go home on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving break. I mean, the Tuesday before Thanksgiving break, but it might have to be Wednesday. But I'm going to go home to my family. We are going to eat. I'm going to, you know, become a balloon. I'm going to be so full. And then the next day, I'm going to roll myself to torture myself by participating in Black Friday so I can get, you know, some new stuff. Oh, I might just do Cyber Monday because a lot of the stuff that I'm looking to get probably would be available online. I have Vocal Fry. Okay. Oh my god. Oh, somebody wants me to there we go. Let me I'm so stiff. Honestly, truly. Y'all really like dabbing. Hello, Taehyung, marry me. No, Taehyung, marry me, though. So you can have that name. Okay, I'm really sorry. Okay, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap it up in the next minute, and that would be a smooth hour I have streamed. So if anyone, had the last minute Instagram plug, I have the Black Friday shift and 2 exams for school. It's over. It's canceled. You are canceled. That's really hard. I couldn't imagine. I never worked. Let's see. I never worked a proper retail job, so I never had to. I never been through that. Like, I actually used to work at. If any of you guys know Hershey Park, if any of you guys know Hershey Chocolate, well, Hershey Chocolate has an amusement park called Hershey Park. So I used to work there, and I was in retail there, but that was only a summer job. So by the time that Thanksgiving came around and Black Friday came around, it was nothing I had to worry about. But I never had to work retail while I was during Black Friday. But I imagine that would be hell, because I remember one time I didn't want to buy anything, but I went to Walmart during Black Friday because my brother wanted to get a TV, and literally the line was outside of the store. It was like people were waiting for a ride in Disney World. Like, I was like, oh no, hell no. Thoughts on the BB comeback? Okay, I actually heard that is actually officially a thing now, so I'm not afraid to be excited. And I heard that it was actually the Made album. Is that true? Is that true? I'm really excited. I saw that Top is ready to go to the Army next year, in the police unit, I think it said. So, that's kind of worrying me that this may be the final thing. This will be the final thing we get from Big Bang, and I just hope it goes out with a big bang, not to be corny. But I'm really excited because I definitely know if it took this long to come out, no shade, then it's something that they poured their heart into. And, like, at the end of the day, I'm just here for good music. Like, I love talking about the gossip and the drama behind K-pop, but never forget that the reason I fell in love with it was because it was good music. So I'm really excited. What do you think about the Blackpink comeback? So I'll be honest, I don't really like Stay, but Playing with Fire is such a freaking bop, and I love Rose's voice, on and on and on. Can I get an H? H. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm being so rude and just yawning all over this stream. I don't know why. I'm just kind of tired. But thank you guys so much for joining me. And hopefully I will see you guys soon at the GOT7 fan meet or at the Wings tour. Or somewhere, or just on the internet. Have a nice night, everyone, or a nice morning, or a nice night, or a nice afternoon. I don't know. There's a lot of times. See ya!